Welcome to this week's episode of Analyzing Chazal. This week we'll be analyzing the commentary of the Kli Yakar on this week's Prshat Shlach. Let's go to the Pasuk. Parak Yud Gimel, Pasuk Beis. The Pasuk says, Shlach lecha anoshim v'yasuras eretz Canaan. Asher ani nosei levnei Yisrael. Ish echad lematei avosav tishlachu. Kol nasi baem. Send for yourself men, and they should spy out the land of Canaan that I am giving to Bnei Yisrael, one man per tribe, that is appointed by the prince of the tribe. The Kli Yakar. Lekach parad anoshim, lefi shamru razal, ha'anoshim hayu sonim es haaretz, v'anoshim hayu mechavos haaretz. Lefi dati shani roeh ba'atid, haya yoter tov noshim shemechavos es haaretz, ki lo yisapru b'genusa. אבל לך לדעתך שאתה סבור שכשרים המה ואתה סבור שהארץ חביבה עליהם, תשלח אנשים. The reason that God specified that Moshe should take men was that God said that the men of Bnei Israel hated the land of Israel, while the women loved the land of Israel. God continued and said that based on what I see in the future, it would be better for you to send women who love the land and will not talk badly about it. But if you think the men are good people and the land is dear to them, then you could send them as well. The type of question we will use is that the commentary is telling us that a person needs to have a certain character trait in order not to do something wrong. However, it would make sense that even if a person did not have that trait, they would also not do that thing wrong. The hint. Would you view something with a negative eye if you do not have any specific preconceived feelings against that object? Okay, let's stop for a minute, and with the type of question in the hint, can you come up with a question yourself? Okay, here's the question. It seems from the Kli Yakar that in order for the men to be able to see Eretz Yisrael in a positive light, it would not be enough to have no preconceived feelings about Eretz Yisrael, but they would have to love it. The question is, on the surface, a person should view whatever he sees objectively, unless he has a prior negative bias. So is it really necessary when it comes to the spies that they need to have positive feelings towards Eretz Yisrael in order to view it objectively? The answer, as we always say, comes from within the question, which was, is it necessary when it came to the spies that they needed to have positive feelings towards Eretz Yisrael in order to view it objectively? The answer, of course, is yes. And the reason is that the natural tendency of a person is that when they see something, it is very difficult to view it objectively. And our natural tendency is to look at things in a negative light. This is why the Kli Yakar tells us that God told Moshe that the spies needed to have positive feelings towards Eretz Yisrael so they could overcome their natural tendency to see things in a negative light and will be able to view things objectively. The practical application. In our lives, we have to make decisions about the people and the things we see on a consistent basis. We need to know that our natural tendency is not to view things objectively and tend to lean to viewing things negatively. This being the case, before we make a decision about a person or an action we saw, we need to think it over to ensure we are really viewing it objectively. Furthermore, one way to bypass this problem is to create in our hearts a feeling of love to the people we know, which will enable us to view the people and their actions in a more objective manner. Have a wonderful Shabbos, stay safe, and we'll see you next week for Parshas Korach.